Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
We are live from close to my hometown, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Go Canada. So, yeah, guys, this is going to be one hell of a live stream. So, basically, you guys have been asking for us to do trash talk about Ukrainian women, right? You don't want to know just what's great about them, but you want to know the dark side. So, guess what? Billy has presented us with an opportunity to really look like with a spotlight, with an example on the dark side of Ukrainian women. So that's where we're going today. Trash talk on Ukrainian women. So the topic today is the dark side of dating Ukrainian women. First, to kick the show off, I'm going to take you back to my history, back to 2016, where this journey began for me. Thanks in comments. Edward says, this journey is like an opera. I agree. Full of drama, it's life, right? So here is a short video about, my first heartbreak.
I met a beautiful and fell for an amazing blonde in Ukraine. And, well, to cut to the chase, I thought we were in a serious relationship, only to find out that she was engaged and she flew off to Israel to get married. While I thought, silly me, that we had a serious relationship. How about we go on a walkabout and I'll share with you the backstory on the beautiful Ukrainian riverside here. You guys have emailed me, hundreds of you guys, poured your guts out to me, sharing with me how these ladies have broken your heart, taking you to the cleaners. Actually, I added it up. It's over $500,000 that these ladies have scammed you guys collectively that have emailed me in the last year. Remember, I know how you feel. I've been there, done that.
Hey guys, so yeah, that's pretty crazy. $500,000 of you guys have been scammed by Ukrainian women in just 1 year, back in 2016, before I really launched Match Guarantee. That's BMG, before Match Guarantee. And the reason I played you that, I'm gonna get a little bit more into that relationship and the good and bad of it in a moment. But first, as per the cover, yeah, we do have some sad breaking news here at Match Guarantee. And we're going to talk to you about that today, about Billy and Irina. First, for those of you who might not have been following the Billy and Irina, what we all thought was a Hollywood, whirlwind love story, right? So we all thought. So for those of you that haven't been following, here's a really quick intro that'll bring you up to speed.
Again, I'm getting sucked right back in. So that was hard, especially with the first woman, because I was really putting my whole heart in, 100%. Um, there was nights actually when I would sit and I would start to cry.
Prepare to be awestruck by one man's harrowing journey to find his soulmate in the far-flung reaches of Ukraine in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. Taking him over 7,000 miles from home into a hostile war zone where he was bombed, beaten, and kidnapped. Billy Sheffield is a 53-year-old small business owner from Kingston, New York. Despite his Herculean efforts, he has yet to find his soulmate, and his bank account has taken a staggering $43,000 hit to the cause. Yet Billy is absolutely determined that his story, well, it doesn't end until he finds his Ukrainian bride. His spirit remains unbroken as he continues to share his captivating story with us here today. So get ready to be inspired by Billy's tale of unwavering persistence. Now, you can see all episodes in our series, Billy the Kid Dating in Ukraine, in the description below this video. Hey guys, yeah, and the full story, all about 15 episodes, it's in the description below this video. It really is an invaluable, full transparency Ukrainian dating relationship story. So if you haven't seen it, highly recommend you go watch it. Lots of lessons in there for all of us guys. Now, to continue with that, that was Billy's backstory. Scammed $43,000 over 3 years. That was his pre-match guarantee, BMG, before match guarantee story. And then, he had 4 dates with match guarantee ladies. It didn't work out for those 4. And then the 5th one was Irina. And it was like, boom, cosmic connection, or so we all thought. Hindsight is 2020.
Which always for our matchmakers, by the way, for Tatiana, was always very suspicious. She always say, like, based on my 20 plus years experience, the best relationship when it's developed slowly, when like you build this foundation of your relationship like a house, foundation need to be strong, so you build it slowly and nice, and when everything goes very fast and like
Boom. And
very in a lot of emotions and passion there, this is always like very like we're sticking on a bomb.
And I can concur
Okay,
that
no.
that holds for me as well. My past, been there, done that. So just to continue unfolding, if you're not familiar with Billy's story, they courted online. Billy courted her online for a couple of months, 2.5 or so months. Then he flew to Krakow to meet her in Poland, and they had their first meet in real life. And let's take a look how that went. And it's just about a minute, and we'll be back. Yeah, well, you guys know where this is going. Back to the sad breaking news. All of us at Match Guarantee, hey, honey. I mean, we were just like
why? What happened?
Like,
if we can save this couple, if we can,
WTF, we were just
yeah,
blown away and so sad, so depressed. This hit us for weeks. And we've been weeks kind of trying to see if there's any way of resurrecting this relationship, because we didn't know what was the cause. And when you don't know what's the cause, and we're going to get into that when we start throwing trash around, we're going to get into that. But we're just all like, what happened? And yeah. So yeah, the Hollywood love story has come to an end, has its final chapter, has been read. And after you hear what happened, we're going to ask you what you think, okay? Why did Irina dump Billy? What do you think? Because we're still left guessing, okay? Do you think how she did it was cruel and heartless? What do you think? Let us know, please. Who do you think was mostly at fault? I mean, there's always, there's always guilt, right? I mean, there's always fault. I mean, it's never black and white relationships, right? I mean, almost never, pretty much. And then what's next for Billy? We'll talk about that. Is he going to throw in the towel for good, or is he going to get back on the horse? Okay, so that's where we're going to go in this live stream. At the same time, as we update you on Billy and Irina, we're going to use this as a case study to shine a spotlight on the dark side of Ukrainian women. Basically, not so much to throw trash at them, right? But to help you decide with complete honesty, transparency, and full disclosure what Ukrainian women are like. What are the pros? What are the cons? So you can decide if a Ukrainian woman might be for you or not. Because here's the thing, and this is the God's honest truth. If you say yes, they're for you, you want that traditionality and you want that beauty. Those are the top two reasons all of us guys go for Ukrainian. Okay, top two reasons for 95% of guys. Then you just have to get yourself prepared for one hell of a opera. For one hell of an opera. Get ready to play in Swan Lake. Take the lead role in Swan Lake. I don't know if that's a comparison or not, but so that's really what we want. No, not so much to throw trash, but to understand. Because at the end of the day, great relationships are built on great understanding. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely.
So that's where we're going. Listen, there is a poll that's live already, and it's kind of my bias poll. There's already 26 votes. Thank you, guys. The question is, do you think Ukrainian women have more pros or cons compared to Western women? And right now at 26 votes, we've got 42% say yes, more pros. 23% say Western women have more pros. And I don't know is 35%. So it's kind of my bias to tell me who's viewing it. So I know we have a pro-Ukrainian viewership, mostly pro-Ukrainian, which is, well, I wasn't sure actually. And also then there will be another poll coming up a little bit later. Okay, so I'm going to play this video just to break it up because this is going to make us all go for the tissue box.
You touch my heart, you touch my soul. You changed my life and all my goals. And love was blind and then...
I warned myself. Yeah, no, I mean, my heart bleeds for Billy. Good man. Good man. He's been... Shit. Wasn't planning on this. He's been through the fucking ringer, right? BMG. And now, with Irina, he's been through the ringer again here. So we're going to get into this. Just feel for him. Just feel for him because I really thought he deserved to meet the one. But anyway, okay. I'm going to tell you about how Ukrainian women in my past said I was too sentimental and dumped me literally. And I had to dig to find out why. And the answer was, you're too, I hate sentimental man. This was a lawyer that I had a relationship with Sumi. And, I thought it was, who knows? It was a serious relationship, right? So, okay. Where are we going next here? Let me look at my notes. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you believe that life is one of our biggest teachers? Our life. And everything happens for a reason. Maybe write me in chat. What do you think, huh? Everything happened for a reason?
Yes, completely. Every person we meet, it's our teacher. The question if we take our lessons or we just meet another lesson again and again.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Holy shit, am I thick-headed? Have I had to learn the same lesson over and over and over and over? Oh my God. Thick-headed. Yeah. One of my big cons. So back to Billy and Irina's breakup. Let's talk about their breakup. So we could talk obviously for a long time. We could bring Billy on and you could hear it from Billy. But frankly speaking, he's healing right now, right? And he's healing right now. He's not in a very good space. This happened many weeks ago, and we've been trying to do everything to wrap our head around it and see if there's some influence that we can have in a positive direction. But it's gone. This relationship is finished. So first, I want to say, as almost always, unfortunately, so I'm gonna throw some mud now. With Ukrainian women, when they leave you, it's shrouded. And I'm speaking from personal experience. Okay. There's nothing better than life to teach you personal lessons. And let me set the stage. Anna doesn't know what I'm going to talk about. I prepared for this live stream and she didn't, and we didn't share basically. So it's going to be good because I know we don't exactly see eye to eye on some of the big points here, but I'm going to say this based on personal experience. When a Ukrainian woman leaves you, it's shrouded in confusion. That's the big one. Bewilderment, like you don't see it coming. Like a semi, side swipes you, runs a red and side swipes. You're like, what? Huh? What? I thought everything was good. And on the top of it all, or underneath it all, I should say, underneath it all, it's based on lies, deceit, deception. And this is what I really personally don't like. Find it very hard because I always believe that brutal honesty is the best policy. So my personal beliefs just really conflict with this whole lie thing in Ukraine. And unfortunately, I'm going to say it's more socially acceptable lying in Ukraine than it is in the West. Again, in my experience, and I might disagree with me. Okay, so I'm just going through a few points.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course, honey.
Yeah, I don't know about the Western world, but I think people more direct in what they feel, what they like, generally speaking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but just like this is part of Ukrainian culture, like Slavic culture. I don't know. I might say that this is something from childhood. Like this is how children grow up. They don't want to offend parents, so they sometimes they call it sweet lie. They
Sweet
say,
lie, yeah.
yeah, they say
Yeah,
something that
real
it's not
sweet.
true,
Real sweet.
but it will help, like, or like, I don't know, like Ukrainian man having trouble, he don't want his mother to worry, so he didn't tell her the truth what happened to him because he don't want her to be worried. So this is both applicable to men, to women, to women. So when they for example, in this situation, they decided to split, they don't want to hurt person, but in reality it hurts probably even more when you don't understand what's going on. But they choose a way not to say directly what was the real reason why they want to break up. Yeah. Or anything, like, just like they do this with their, you know in their position to do not hurt you, but in reality this is hurts more. Yeah, as I understand, because
Yeah, of course, because when you don't understand, you're just it really fucks with your head. Like I've been through what Billy went through, not one time, and you just don't know, which is where Billy's at right now. She broke up with him. She just left him by text message. She sent him a text message, and it was sweet lies. What Anna said, the text message that left, which she left, is sweet lies. It was lies. I mean, we've confirmed the lies, many of them anyway. So the thing is, when somebody lies about one,
like,
2, 3 things,
you're
then
nice guy, but you're just not for me, and no details.
liar's a
like
liar's a
this.
liar. So you can't believe anything they say. That's the thing about lying. I love this quote. The beautiful thing about telling the truth is you never have to remember. So, and I rely on that a lot because sometimes my memory is not the greatest. So again, Billy's crushed, but I want to say kudos to Billy. He is taking it like a man. He's not groveling. He's not whining. He's not, oh, poor me. He's taking the time to heal, to deal with the loss. And I can say that's a big thing. I've not always taken it like a man. I've done some things that are pretty fucking beta, pretty simpy. Looking back at it with exes, that maybe I wouldn't even want to share with you what I did. Oh, what the hell! I went back to Sumi after the.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well, part of this, again, what's this live stream about? It's to really help you understand the dark side of Ukrainian women, so that you can decide for yourself: are you up for this? Do you want to go through this? Because chances are. So with that same lawyer in Sumi that I was with, and she had a little boy, Timur, I remember. Timur was like 6. And so, it was a full, like we were forming a family, right? We'd go on picnics and play and stuff like this. And I'm very lucky that my wife is so understanding and patient and loving and endearing. And so basically, again, she when I went back to Canada the first time in October 2016, she sent me a text. First, she was non-responsive for a week of no replies, and late reading the message. So something's up, right? Then after a week, she texted me just and it was, again, sweet lies, bullshit, right? And then I bugged her, I pushed it. Just tell me why. Just tell me what's up, why, right? And then she finally, about 2 weeks later of me bugging her, and this is where I say I came across beta, simpy, whatever, just not manly, not Ukrainian man at all. Would never do this. He would just close the door and move on. And she said, I'll never forget the words, I hate sentimental men. Am I sentimental, honey?
Yes.
Do you like that I'm sentimental?
Yes, but
Oh, okay, but Okay, well,
No,
you're seeing it Ron real live here, ladies
no,
and gentlemen.
like there is, okay, not black and white, okay.
Uh-huh.
I like, but everything should be in balance, you know. If men all time cry, for example, this is just, I don't want to encourage guys to be very sentimental with Ukrainian women, especially a lot of them just don't know how to deal with it, you know, because Ukrainian men, they're very opposite, you know. They just sort of like tough
Yeah.
and never show emotion. So when
Yeah.
women see you crying, they just don't know what to do, you know, how to react, and like feel confused. And sometimes like just like on instinctive level, I like feel that I'm trapped in the same reaction, you know. But you know, generally speaking, this feature is helping men to be closer to women, to understand what she's going through, you know, like be more open, be more, having more touch in the relationship. So again, not black and white, just like measure of how sentimental you are, right? Here you need just to
Yeah.
not go into
So guys, I'm
other
just
stuff.
putting up some of the comments, most of the comments. That's kind of nasty there, international health coach. I shouldn't have put that up. Well, don't be mean, guys. I mean, that's disappointing. That's disappointing to hear such a comment. I think first and foremost in life, we need to love and be compassionate and forgiving. Don't you guys agree? That was not forgiving, international health coach. So where are we going? Yeah, that's I agree with you, honey. Ukraine has been a lesson in masculinity for me. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. And I can say I've become more manly, more masculine from my 6 years experience living in Ukraine, going to Banya every Saturday with 10, 15 naked Ukrainian men drinking beer, vodka, and eating fish and sala. Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, I needed it. It was good. I will admit this as we move ahead. So what we want to do, guys, is get into the top 10 cons or negatives about Ukrainian women. So we're going to go through them, and I'm going to tell you which ones came from me, which ones came from Anna, or which one. Yeah, if we didn't both agree, which ones came from which, so you know it's my opinion or Anna's opinion, and you can maybe talk about some. I'll talk about the others, but first, I want to come back and just say about my first heartbreak in Ukraine with that blonde that you saw at the beginning, as I call her, the blonde. You've heard me say this many times live, is that I thank the Lord above. I love Garth Brooks' song, Unanswered Prayers. Sometimes, you know, he doesn't answer. Doesn't mean he doesn't care, because sometimes God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. Because if I had settled with that cold fish, okay, her name was Olga. I shouldn't say that. Okay, first name. I wouldn't have met this angel, right? And I wouldn't have the God-given, incredible life that I have now, right? And two darling daughters, you know. So I thank God's for, you know, that he didn't answer my prayers, because I wanted to find somebody quickly and get married and have children and have a family. That was what I was in Ukraine for. So I just want to say that as much as this is tragic, and Billy is, you know, as much as it's tragic, we all have our path. And I couldn't shortcut my path, nor would I want to go back and shortcut it. If I could go back and change things in my life, anything actually, except for my mom's death at age 11, that I probably, in all honesty, would have. If I could magically change it, I would change that. That's about all I would change. I wouldn't change any of the lessons, any of the hardships that I've had to endure, and I've been in the bottom of the barrel. So, but it helped me become who I am, and it helped prepare me to be the man I can be, you know, the husband I can be, and the father I can be. So it's all chalks up to life experience. So I just want to kind of add that in. Okay, so are you ready for the top 10 cons of Ukrainian women? Okay, number 1. So here's where the fighting starts, probably with Anya. I'm going to say number 1. They lie. Oh my God. Lying is more socially acceptable in Ukraine than in our culture. They pretty much always lie, in my experience, to cover up why they're breaking up with you. Again, my experience. The root reason is because culturally, it's bad to offend people. That's my belief as well. That's my analysis over 6 years. What do you think, babe?
Yes, yeah,
Truth or dare? I mean,
truth. Truth.
truth.
I agree here. Yeah.
Okay, I thought this one was going to be a fight. Okay.
So they choose to lie because they don't want to offend.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay.
Be polite. People were polite.
Okay, so the next one, I'm going to give you a clue. Please write in chat, and I'm going to have some kind of prize. I don't know what yet. I'll think about it by the live stream, but whoever gets this, I got some kind of prize. Who got it? Who's got it? The next feature, quality, characteristic of Ukrainian woman. Who's first in chat? I know you guys got it. Now, that's just a song that if you lived in that era, you cannot forget it. Come on, guys. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Okay, one more time? One more time or what? Here we go. I don't want to play it too long because I don't want YouTube to trigger me as a copyright violation here on the stream. Come on. Okay, somebody's commenting. Okay, yes. Yes, somebody's got the name of the song, but who? Okay, I'm waiting for the name of the song and the artist. Name of the song? Huh? Yeah, it's the name of the song, but who? Name of the song and the artist for the winner of the unknown prize. So this is the prize in the box, the gift in the box. No clue. Hello, everybody. Okay, if there's nobody gets, okay. Well, you got to say the whole. Okay, I'll give it to Jason. Okay, because it's already been said the name of the song. So, yeah, Jason gets it. Jason.
Yeah,
Sacco.
Jason goes in name and also.
Oh,
name
did he?
of the song.
Okay. Yeah. So I think
Jason.
it is Jason that won, right? Okay. I know what you're gonna win. I know what you're gonna win, Jason. I will announce it at the end. It's a big win too. It's highly valuable win. Let me put it that way. You know me, guys. I'm pretty generous. I've given away in Match Guarantees history eight, count it, lifetime guarantees. Lifetime. Unlimited dating, unlimited matchmaking, full team support until you get married. I've given away 8 of them. Unfortunately, okay.
People not appreciate what you get for free.
Yeah.
So Joseph, I warn you, okay?
Yeah.
Again, with your
and it's totally
prices.
against my generosity. Yeah, because people unfortunately don't appreciate. It's just human nature. What's free? There's no value in what's free.
Because no exchange of energy. That's all.
Yeah,
and it's not working.
This girl goes real deep, and she's taught me many things, my honey. Okay, the next one. Yeah. So I want to say cold as ice. Yeah. So what I mean, summer cold, like that blondie in the beginning, man, she was cold as fucking ice. Like, holy shit, probably the coldest human being I've ever met. Like on my birthday, she'd not wish me happy birthday. And we were traveling together at that time in Kyiv until 4 p.m. She didn't wish me, even say happy birthday, the words, forget a gift or something. Anyway, again, unanswered prayers. So the core reason of why they're cold is because they're not fake. It takes a while to warm up. Oh, for a Slavic person to warm up to you, man or woman, they warm up to you slowly. And then so that's just different. It's just culturally different than us. But then I can say once they are your friend and your attested friend or family, wow, they will do so much more for you than a friend in our part of the world will do. And I have stories on this too. Yeah, my greatest friends and family is in Ukraine. I can say this. So you just have to be aware of that
you
she's
have
not
second family in Ukraine that I don't know.
Yeah, by the way, we're driving across what kind of question is that? I have a second family. Yes.
In Ukraine?
No, in Canada. So we're driving across Canada, guys, just little snippets. But we'll talk about kind of the Rickard's family update at the end. Okay, we'll leave it to the end. But we're driving across Canada now, seeing family, my family, introducing family to family. Okay, number 3, honey. Why don't you talk about number 3? It's opposite mindset to us. What would you say about it?
What do you mean?
Okay,
I
why don't
don't
you pick
know.
one of the number 5, let's say, and I'll do this one. So give you
Okay.
time to read it.
Okay.
Okay, because she's not prepared as
No, I
always.
don't know what you mean by mindset.
Okay, let me
Just
do
tell
my.
and I will comment
Okay,
if I agree.
it's kind of like John Gray's book, you know, Men Are From Mars. I think it's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, or the other way around. I think it's Men Are From Mars. It's kind of like that.
But this is all women and men.
Yeah,
I know.
but just hold on. But it's kind of like with Ukrainian women, they're not from Venus. They're from not Pluto. What's the farthest planet to the sun? The farthest planet, Neptune. Neptune. They're like Neptune. They're even more different. So like if the difference between man and women is like this, Western man to Western woman, with Ukrainian, push that out. It's like,
Well, it's just because you had cultural difference.
yeah. So, well, their mindset. I'm going to talk about mindset. Next, I'm going to talk about, that's number 3. It's vastly different, and you have to study it, experience it, be in relationship, probably some failed ones, before you really start to understand truly their mindset. And you never really truly understand at the end of the day. I mean, I understand maybe 80%. I don't know. But will I ever bridge the gap to that remaining 20? Probably never, if I haven't done it by now. And number 4 is cultural differences. They are as deep as the Titanic lies at the bottom of the ocean. They are that deep, which is deeper than the Burj Khalifa. It's deep.
Deeper?
Yes.
Higher.
Well, it's deeper than the Burj Khalifa is high. Yes. I mean, it's a chasm. The cultural difference, again, is chasm. And it's these mindset and cultural differences that are the root cause of most relationship breakup. Because it's a misunderstanding. Because they see something you do as one thing, and to you it's just normal. It's something normal, something else. But for them, you know, so that is a big con. Those are two big, like lying and mindset and cultural differences are the biggest cons. And they're not really cons, right? They're just differences, right?
Yeah.
But it's a con if you want to start a relationship with one of these crazy women. I mean, women. Okay. Number 5. Do you want to talk about that one, or pick a one? Which one do you want to talk about?
No, I can't.
Lovey, pick one of the numbers. Okay. Number 5 is qualities innate to most North American men are radically disliked. And this is a big one. For example, over talkativeness, verbal diarrhea, big dislike by Ukrainian women, right? And I was told girls didn't want to see me anymore because I talk too much. I was told, like, once you dig it out of them, and like, okay, that was a reason for a breakup. So I learned to control my verbal diarrhea, right? So again, guys, remember, I've had about 50 different, datings, I will say. Some of them formed relationship. Most of them did not. Most of them were 1, 2, or 3 dates, or maybe up to 5 dates. But in this, I learned the culture, the mindset differences, right? Other differences would be oversensitive.
No.
Oversensitive. We are much more oversensitive to Ukrainian men, and Ukrainian women don't like that. I told you that one woman broke up with me because I'm too sentimental, which is sensitive, right?
Complaining.
And you guys can see that, I can barely, anyway. So,
complainers also.
Oh, complainers! Oh my God.
Western and Ukrainian.
And I got that one too. I got nailed with complainer. When you're in a restaurant, and you're complaining about the food being cold or this or that. Ukrainian men don't do that. You're complaining about the eggs not done right, which was I love my eggs over easy. Nobody in Ukraine knows what the fuck over easy is, right? So that was a big one for me, and I got nailed on that one. Complainer. I got nailed a lot on that one by my dates. And soft. We're softies. We let the Ukrainian lady have her own way. And guess what? They don't want that. At the end of the day, they do not want a pushover man that just gives her whatever she wants, lets her do whatever she wants. They don't want that. That is not a strong man. So I'm just saying, these qualities that are innate in us foreign or North American men are a problem, are disliked, radically disliked by Ukrainian women. And that's a con. It's a con to a successful relationship, right, guys? Anything you want to say about that, love?
No, I
Which
agree
number do you
with
want to do?
Next several.
Okay, number 6.
You say no sense of humor.
No sense of humor, I say.
So you believe I don't have sense of humor?
You have a great sense of humor. But, and then let me just make this point. You see, my better half likes these qualities that I just mentioned before. Not all of them and not all of the way, but for
Not
the
complainer.
no, she doesn't like when I complain at all. So, but the other ones, let's say, you know, she loves my sensitivity, my talkativeness, you know, these kind of things. So your half won't dislike or radically dislike these North American qualities. That's the thing. And that's why we do unlimited dating until you find the one, because I don't know how long it's going to be. Might be the first, it might be the 50th. Might be the 50th, right? Okay, honey. I think you're on.
Yeah. So about
sense of humor.
Sense of humor.
Yeah. What would you say about Ukrainian people's sense of humor?
I believe it's just different humor, maybe, you know? Like I see this Just for Laughs, you know, for years.
Which is
This
Canadian.
show, which is Canadian, yeah. And I mean, there was a lot of love. I love this show, but it's just like sometimes I see it's a lot about farts, you know, and this
Farts.
is just, yeah, farts. But this is not culturally something that we would, you know, laugh about. So I don't know. I
Ukrainian
think
people hate farts. It's not funny. It's not comical at all in Ukraine.
Yeah. So maybe like they found Ukrainian people found this American movies, you know, funny movies that they're very not deep and not I don't know, sometimes even stupid. You know, they found it. So they like some intellectual humor, I would say. But again, this is about your, you know, your match with your with the lady that you date, and it's very important. And if you will look at any profile of the lady, they all want men with a sense of humor. So it's always good match when you can make woman laugh, you know. So it doesn't matter if she has sense of humor, what type of sense of humor, you know, but there's something that should be matching between you and her, right? So yeah, it's important. They want, because at the end of the day, everything that women look in the man, she just so intuitive that one question she's answered, you know, after she date a man, how she feels next to this man, you know, she answered for herself. And this answer, it's not based on how much you joke, how much you was complaining, how much you was talking, you know. This is just like overall feelings, you know. This is something like on deeper intuition level, like how she feels. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to feel stressed next to man. She wants to feel relaxed. She wants to feel like, you know, taken care of. She wants to feel like, okay, this is man who can stand up for me, you know. He just can be my mountain, you know, who will on very basic need, yeah, protect me. So those feelings, you know. And if she has it with a man, it's like huge bonus if he can make me laugh. This is like, oh wow, this is just like a jackpot. Yeah. So that's my point on vision and this sense of humor. What do you mean when you say next point is hot?
Hey John, let me just encourage you, don't hold back, please. On my account or Anna's, nobody hold back. The whole idea of this stream is to be raw and real. No bullshit. All that shit swept under the carpet before, bring it out, man. Let's roto-rooter that pipe and unclog it from all the bullshit that's keeping you guys afraid, scared, paralyzed. The truth shall set you free, John Williams. Spit it out. Anyway, please go ahead.
Yeah, next point is you wrote that they are Ukrainian women hot-headed. And we just like very emotional and very easy get into fight.
Guys, you know, they complain to us, I don't want any drama, right? I don't want drama from my woman. Well, you better not be with a Ukrainian woman then, because there's a lot of drama. And why is that, guys? is drama a feminine feature or a masculine feature? What is it?
Feminine, of course.
Yeah,
Maybe
you say
even
of course, but guess what? I guarantee you most of these guys don't know that. So you want a highly feminine woman, but you don't want drama. That's kind of like an oxymoron, like military intelligence. You know, if you want feminine, beautiful and feminine, it comes hand in hand with drama. So decide what you want.
Okay, it's not all time drama. It's just like not prepare guys for that.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's just more natural, you know. This is like woman lives in, there is hormones, you know, there is some periods where she she's can be very not understandable. But generally speaking, you know, you will be bored without woman. So such a is everything will be all the time like just like lake. Sometimes there's storm
Oh
happen.
wow, we have something unexpected. Yeah, Rochelle, I'm so sorry. I mean, if you saw the earlier part, we're very, you know, feeling Billy's pain with him, you know, because Billy did introduce, you know, Irina to the whole family. That was one of his pains, you know. He trusted her so much. He thought this was gonna end in marriage, right? I mean, they were certainly talking like that. So I know Billy introduced on video, I think all of the family, including his daughter. So thanks, Rochelle, for attending. And yeah, please, love to put up your comments. Okay, she's saying she sent me a private message. I didn't get the private message, so you must have sent it after. I don't know. I didn't receive a private message from you. So, okay. Humor is complicated. Yeah, so about humor, it's just, I agree with that. It's just a different sense of humor. Ukrainian and Russian people tend to have sophisticated humor. It's like about politics, about something that has a point, not farts, not sex, you know. And our comedians, it's mostly sex, it's sexual content, right? And vulgarities. Ukrainians don't like vulgarities in humor. That's not tasteful. So it's different. It's just different. So when us Western guys try to make a joke, we usually fuck it up. I mean, it's just not funny to her. So about drama. Okay, so I'll come back to comments in a bit here. Let's move along. So hot-headed,
I covered.
you covered that. It's true. It's not all. And well, I mean, you have a streak in you. I mean, you know, I don't hit it very often, thank God, but she's got her streak. She's got her hot-headed streak. And you know what? I appreciate that. I respect that. And I try not to cross that line, right? Because it's not fun for anyone, right?
We're both fires.
Yeah. We're both fire signs. And
When we have fight, we need to add water, not oil.
mhm. And
And if we add oil, it can be very funny.
yeah. But we always make up, and we always make up quickly, and we always forgive each other quickly. That's the success recipe, the main
Yeah,
component
you
of our
know,
success recipe.
I think guys who believe like a relationship that is always smooth, you know, nothing happened. This is just like fantasy world, you know. There is always will be things, and the thing is, is when like super deep, super serious fight happen, it's always bring your relationship into a new level because it just give you more understanding about your each other on a deeper level, you know. It just like make you closer in reality if you're able to go through, you know, together and discover what's you know, because at the end of the day, this all is just our, you know, inner traumas cause these things, you know.
Yeah.
And if people are willing to openly talk, you know, discover what cause, understanding, you know, make some, like, I always openly talk, you know, what I feel, you know, how Joe made me feel, you know, and he and I explain why, you know, what caused, and it helps, you know, like the same Joe. So it helps to understand and just like navigate in a future relationship, how in I mean, in the future in the relationship, to act with deeper understanding, about each other's needs, and build more harmonic relationship.
Okay, number 8.
Mhm.
The 8th reason or con, about Ukrainian women. They expect us to be telepathic like them.
But tell me,
Like they expect us to know what they're thinking, what's in their head, what's the reason for this, that. Seriously,
tell
because
me,
they are
this is not Western women don't like that. They not like
no,
that.
they just tell us to fuck right off.
No, but for
They
example,
just
if
they
Western
let
woman,
you have it,
if
Western
Western
women.
woman wants flowers, would she will tell you, buy me flowers? Like
Western woman doesn't want flowers, but if she did, she would tell you.
she would
She
tell.
would tell
You see?
here's Western woman. If you give her an engagement ring, right,
Mhm.
and it's not a big enough diamond, she'll say, "What's that? That's not 3 months of your income, darling. That's the standard." That's how brazen Western women are. Ukrainian woman,
Ukrainian women, if she wants flowers, she will just go around, look at the flower, smell, and say, "This is such a nice smell." She will just never tell you directly what she wants. So you need to have a clue what she's talking about, what she wants. So
yeah.
this is difficult part in relationship.
And it is a
Western
difficult
women.
part because and they really do. They think we understand why. Like they behave something, they do something, and they don't explain to us why they just did that or didn't do that or left you. You're expected to know. And I will say this, Ukrainian women are highly intuitive. I think it's a feminine quality, an innate God-given quality of women that I think men have it too, but just not as strong. And it's something that you can tap into more. It's a gift, but Ukrainian women have it really strong. And that's why, for example, they know if their man is cheating on them. Okay, that's just the sidebar. But they know shit. They know shit. Okay. Okay. Number 9. You talk about number 9. This was yours. By the way, number 8 and 9 were Anna's points. So the telepathic part. And I forgot to tell you whose point. Okay, let me go back. Number 3, which is mindset. That was my point. 4 cultural differences. That was my point. And the qualities that are innately hated by or disliked by Ukrainian women. That was my point. Hot-headed was my point. Okay, 8 and 9 are Anna's point. So number 9, honey, what is it?
Many of women they just live in kind of victim position, and expecting to meet their prince who will take care about them and solve all problems in their life. So, okay, I mean, sometimes it can be not. It's something between victim and child, child position when you don't take responsibility for your life. So, they just want to this. When it's like expectations from safety and security, it just come to level where she cannot take this for herself. So you just need to be aware of that and just know whom you're looking for, and for maybe for daddy sugar, or how you call it, relationship, maybe it will be fun for you, but if you looking for true love, and of course you want to be a person to like I say, most of our lady, they have personal realization, they have good education, they but yet some girls expect somebody to come in their life and fix everything for them. No, this is just not the way it should go. I believe that harmonic relationship, it's when you bring value in relationship from both sides, and this can be different value. There is traditional women who really happy to be at home, and this, I don't know many of them, but I know, just like if they go at work and they just so stressed, and so they start to become sick and everything. So, and there is some man who wants this super traditional woman who and he wants her not to work, so it can be a match. It's just about finding your right woman. But at the same time, there is some man wants woman to have career, but they just don't want career to be first, above the family. And this is not, this is right in a Ukrainian family. I mean, because it's traditional world where always for women the main will be family. So yeah, it's about finding, you know, woman that you, and
Can I just
level of
add?
her realization that, you know, that you will be happy about, right, too.
Can I just? Can
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, in my experience, 6 years living in Ukraine, I don't know that Ukrainian women are more in victim position than Western women. I didn't have that feeling that it's more.
I cannot compare
Yeah, you
them
can't
to,
compare because
I
but I've
cannot.
lived in both places. So there's always victims. I mean, I have some family members that live in victim position, but here's the thing. I just cannot be around victims. It's so disempowering. It just irks me. It bothers me. People whine and complain. I'm a guy, there's two things: results or excuses. That's all there is. And I don't want to hear fucking excuses. And I can't handle people that are excuse based. So I have dated victims, but that was usually one date. One date, I can see it. You can understand a victim by their, you can understand everybody by their conversational patterns, their word patterns, how they live, in what position, empowerment position or victim position. Okay, the number 10 reasons why you never want to marry a Ukrainian woman.
This is
Remember,
yours.
I did a video with Stryker back in the day that went viral, got almost 1 million views. And that was the title of the video. So the 10th reason is, and it's very interesting because we just met a black man. He was an Uber driver, okay, that immigrated with his Ukrainian wife to Canada. So we met him in Uber, and then he invited him back. And so we met him, and we had a sit down with him and his wife yesterday. And so racism. Ukrainian women are highly racist. Ukrainian people are highly racist. What?
No, what you talking about?
No?
No.
Why have we not one successful black man client in 27 years then?
Because this is not, I don't think this is applicable to racism.
What are you talking
Determination.
about? Oh, I knew we were going to get into it. I'm just surprised that it wait till number 10. You really don't think Ukrainian people are highly racist?
No, I just think they just like very like this, you know? They know what they know and they just follow this path. If they meet something they don't know how to deal with, they just don't go there. This is not racism, you know? Like, but if you, what do you mean racism? I talked yesterday, you will talk about this couple, but what she told me, like, you know, she's Ukrainian lady married to how to say, black man.
Yeah, black man. Mm-hmm.
And they have
How to
child,
say.
and I just don't want to offend nobody, so like I just, yeah, again, it's
It
not
is what it
popular
is.
in Ukraine, you don't know how to say. So yeah, when she lived in Europe, she say like my child play in the playground, and so they have how it's called, this, like, not black but not white child, it's in the middle, it's
Chocolate.
very
We call chocolate. And they have a
very,
little baby boy.
yeah, like baby boy,
And he's chocolate.
yeah,
He's adorable.
very handsome, yeah, little boy.
Yeah,
And
I thought he was a girl. But
when they was when they was playing in Europe, like she say that in a playground, you know, with the kids, and like mothers and was taking kids back and don't give him toys, you know. This is was like, I was like making my eyes like this. You say yes, and I say, really, this is still like racism like this in the world, you know. And I was like in shock, you know. But when you call Ukrainian women racist, like if she would now live in Ukraine
prejudice.
and
They're
play,
prejudiced against ethnic people.
Joseph,
Black
if
is
she
number
would
one.
be now in Ukraine and play in playground, not one mother will not tell that you cannot play with this boy because he's chocolate skin.
What are you talking about in Belgium?
It was in Belgium, in Germany, but
Yeah.
I tell you, if they would live in
They're
Ukraine,
more racist there. Yeah, Belgium and Germany are more racist than Ukraine. So that's interesting because they lived in Belgium for 6 months. They couldn't rent an apartment in 6 months. So they got out of Belgium. They went to Germany. Was it in Belgium or Germany? Their children, their little boy was playing in the playground, and the parents would take their kid away because they don't want him to be playing with a black boy. So it's interesting because they said the least prejudicial country they've lived so far is Canada. And they've been here for, I think, 4 months. But listen, Anna, darling, We've talked about racism a lot, so I don't know why you say Ukrainian people are not racist. I've done from the day one. I'm just honest and straight with guys. This guy was successful, right? He married a Ukrainian woman, and he's dark
I
black.
maybe don't
It's
know what
possible,
is
but guess what?
racism.
He speaks fluent Russian. He lived in Ukraine 10 years, and this is what it takes, guys. If you happen to be of an ethnic persuasion, pretty much any of them, but black is the number one, you're only going to be successful. We can't help you. Okay, you're only going to be successful going and living and meeting
I
a Slavic
agree
woman
with
on the
this.
street.
I agree with this. I see that, we experience, we've
Okay.
tried to help, black guys. But what I'm saying that, I don't know, maybe racism is something different in my mind, like when people just, like when she was telling me, I have felt heartbreaking, for her, because this is just child, My child cannot play with another children, And I understand why Ukrainian women, because I never thought about this, when they become marry black man, maybe they know the stories, that they will be going through this tough experience, of fighting for, they like not good enough now or something, So maybe that's why they don't want, they had a lot, like Ukrainian culture have a lot of, stress, and they just don't want to add more, Now war and, like historically, so many different things, challenges, in life. And they're just not ready to go through additional stress, fighting for their rights, for being able to treat it, the same way like other people, So maybe on this level, that's why they don't go there, And not many of them ready to go through this experience. But it's not because they hate other people. That's what I want to say. I don't know what specifically racism, but like this is not because they hate. They just cannot add more difficulties in their life.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But if this couple would live in Ukraine, all children will play with. Not one mama will tell, "Don't play with this boy because he's black," or take children, out, or don't allow toys to play. No, everybody will look with maybe with curiosity, but not with curiosity, because this is not common. But nobody will talk bad or don't allow to play or something.
Honey, you make a great point. Yes, Ukraine is a racially prejudiced country, highly, but other countries are more, such as Belgium, such as Germany, and we have firsthand experience. Somebody that lived there just yesterday, met with them and told us their story, right? And Anna's, you see, she's emotional, but because she's ashamed that Ukrainian people and other people, quite frankly, are racist, because you've got the least racial person I've ever met, really. But it is what it is, honey, and we call a spade because most racials we can't help unless they live in North American culture or Western culture. If he's Indian, he lives in India, we just can't help. If he's black and he lives in Africa, we can't help. And the Ukrainian woman, no Ukrainian, like our clients don't want to downgrade their lifestyle at the end of the day, right? So it is what it is. And the bottom line is ethnic people can be successful, but the recipe for that is go meet them in person and you can absolutely be successful. I've met quite a few different ethnicities. Right. Listen, I want to swing the judge's gavel for a second. Mister, you're banned again. You were banned before, and now you come back with such a comment about my wife. You're banned forever. Don't ever come back to any of my channels. Understand me? No.
We have
No, he's banned. He's banned. What if you're here? Slam him on the ban. This here sitting beside you is a freaking angel. And anybody that says anything bad about my wife, they're gone. As Asia, if you face more. Okay. So, okay, let's continue. Okay, I had a few points about racism that I asked Mark, what advice would you have? Like, how were you successful? How's a black man successful in Ukraine? And he was telling me he went to the clubbing scene a lot. I don't know where they met. I mean, we met for maybe through 2.5 hours yesterday, but I don't know where they met. But his advice, because I always ask people, what's your best piece of advice on whatever? You know, I've always done this my whole life, and it served me well. So, black man, successfully married with a Ukrainian woman, little boy, I think he's 2.5. His piece of advice, and this goes for any guy, take care of a Ukrainian woman and she will be yours. What do you think of his advice?
Yeah, he understood very good Ukrainian culture, what women need. He really like become just Ukrainian man, basically, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why it's become his journey, you know.
Yeah.
He succeeded in his journey because
Very, very wise words, and I completely concur. I offered him a coaching position, but he's actually making really good coin driving Uber in Winnipeg. So probably better than I could pay him right now. So in the future, we might have a black man as a coach. We'll see as we grow here. So on Our Lady's recent history. Okay. So I don't think it's fair to really trash somebody, as I'm saying, or slam somebody and talk about the 10 reasons why not to marry a Ukrainian. Let's talk about the top 10 pros or reasons you might want to marry Ukrainian. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you just have to decide if this type of a woman is for you. We know you want their traditionality because it's almost gone and non-existent in the Western world. And 2, we know you want their beauty because they are probably the most beautiful culture in the world. Maybe that's up for debate, but that's certainly my opinion. Having lived there for a year, Kiev is a runway show pretty much every day on Krishchatek. Might as well call it Krishchatek instead of Avenue runway. Okay, so the top 10 pros of marrying Ukrainian or being in a relationship with a Ukrainian woman. Honey, decide which one you want to talk about. Number 1 is they're traditional. Everybody understands they're traditional. This has been talked about until we're blue in the face, so I don't think I need to get into that. But they are feminine as I believe God had intended for woman. Woman is to be beautiful and feminine. Okay, woman is to provide her energy, her support to the man, and help him really succeed. And that's what a feminine woman, that's what my wife does. I've never been supported so much through good times, through bad, through stressful times, through happy times, always there with their man. So that is a beautiful thing, guys. That's a really beautiful thing that I wish for every man to have in his wife. Number 2, they're most beautiful, right? I already said it. Number 3, do you want to cover? Which one do you want to cover, honey? Okay, number 3, just tell me which number you want. Okay, number 3, they do not have an entitlement mentality. And I know this is big for you guys. I hear from all my clients, every single one of them. Women now in the West feel entitled. They are entitled. Let me share you. Anna and I got married on a budget of $2,900. And that was for a party of 15. That includes my ring, my tux, her wedding gown, and feeding 15 people in a restaurant. Okay, in Ukraine, but still $2,900 as your total. So does that seem like unreasonable expectations of a wife, of a fiance? No, very, very down to earth. They don't have this entitlement. In fact, it's the opposite. They have a gratefulness, a gratitude mentality. And again, I'm talking about if you get a woman plus, right?
Mhm.
Which is what Anna is. Just remember, there's 3 types of women: women minus, women zero, women
plus.
0, and woman plus. And you definitely want to wait until you find a woman plus. So I'm mostly talking about features of women plus. Now, when I'm talking about pros, I think all of these 10 pros are from women plus.
Mhm.
Okay, which is what you want to wait until you find a woman plus in Ukraine. Every wise man will do that. So yeah, what is it? Easy to please. Yeah. So yeah, that's my point. I've already made my point. You want to talk about the next one?
No, talk about age gap.
Okay.
You will be beaten, not me then.
Age gap. So really, in all honesty, the realistic age gap is more, if you talk to Tatiana, who has 27 years successful matchmaking experience and a lot of marriages under her belt, she will tell you 5 to 10 years. That's realistic for Ukraine, for Ukrainian people. Yes, it's true. Ukrainian women want an older man, not an old man. Okay, that's the difference. They want an older man because he's wiser. He's usually got his shit together, right? So he's financially stable. They like to learn from their man. They like him to be wise, smart. So all these redeeming qualities of a man tend to be in an older, not an old man. And some of you might think I'm hypocritical right now, but I always say I got lucky. I won't lie to you, right? I'm an outlier, statistical outlier. Okay. So yeah, you can get 10, 15, 20 years. And to me, 20 years is the absolute, like Anna and I, 20 years, the absolute max to have a long lasting love-based relationship. If you push it beyond that, you're just on a ticking time bomb. That's my 2 bits on age gap. You guys do what you want. I've seen 30 years age gaps. I've seen 40-year age gaps in relationships. And that's the thing about Ukraine, is that if you look long and hard enough, you can pretty much find anything. And you can go so go ahead. You can go ahead and pull the pin on an age gap grenade and get into a 40-year age gap relationship. But guess what? That shrapnel's gonna take out both your eyes when it goes off, is what I'm saying. Anything's possible. But okay, so that's me on age gap. But here's where I will give a plug for yoursmv.com, because really this is a fantastic tool, guys. And I created this. It's very extensive. I don't have it on this one. It's very extensive. It's just www.yoursmv, stands for sexualmarketvalue.com. You can calculate 4 things. Your age gap quickly, which I don't recommend because it's not very accurate. Your age gap accurate, which is 60 questions. It's very accurate because there's 60 input variables weighted according to how Ukrainian grade or value their man, and that's surveyed heavily, so it's very accurate. Number 3 is probability of marriage. What's your chance of getting married to a Ukrainian woman? Again, about 60 input variables. And then finally, max age gap. So the maximum age gap that you can realistically attain with a Ukrainian woman. If you haven't done that, I strongly recommend you do. I'll have more coming out in the future on what your grade number really means, because I understand it's subjective, and it leaves most guys going, okay, I am a 6.4. So a lot of you guys are asking me. So I did my own SMV accurate. I came out 6.4. So now you know what a 6.4 can pull off in Ukraine. Again, I'm a statistical outlier. Results are not average. That's my my disclaimer. All right. So which one are you going to do? Number 5?
Yeah, family oriented.
Okay. Yeah, you take the easy one.
Yes. Yes, family oriented. Family will be always priority in their life. I mean, doesn't mean that you just want to have family and that's all. No, there is different, again, type of women. Some want work, personal realization. Some just want really, and this is just super enjoyable, and they see mission in being mother and have very big family with a lot of kids. Yeah, but I would say this is more exceptional than like, I mean, when we say traditional woman, maybe that's picture you have in your mind. No, but they just want, especially like new generation, ladies. They still traditional in their desire to have family, but just like they want also, they want to work. They want to be helpful to society, bring some value, but just like work will never be more important for them, for family will be in priority. So here, like if she even get education, I don't know, for a lawyer for many years and then start to practice, and if she become pregnant and when she give a birth, these stories, when when some ladies now move to Western world and seeing that women after give a birth in like few weeks come back to work, it just like blow their mind. They're not ready for this. They don't understand how it's possible. Like if they will take enough time to take care about this small child, mm, to be with him, at this time, because this is their priority. Doesn't matter how well education they got and how incredible work they expect them. They want to go through this experience of being mother, like in full, not just like, yeah, a little bit. This
Yeah,
is
the
just
bottom line is my 2 bits. Yeah, Ukrainian women, they're all about family, everything family. To create the family, first of all, that's their focus. So they don't sleep around. Their body count number is low. Again, this is a woman plus, right? Body count is low because they understand innately that they have sex with a lot of men. Their value is coming down in man's eyes. They just get it. They get everything. Everything is geared towards family. First, to find Mr. Right. And then to keep Mr. Right, to keep him happy, to create the family, to keep the family together. One of the beautiful, okay, that's coming up. Maybe I'll steal it from one of my favorite pros about Ukrainian women is that when you have a fight in the family, they keep it in the family. They never go gossip to their mother or their father. For example, oh, Joe or whoever did this and did no, because they understand that she will get past it, but her mom or her dad won't. They're now going to keep
yeah,
a hate on a demerit, whatever, for the husband. And this is so wise, so wise. You will never be trashed. You'll never be in the dugout, with the in-laws because of the wife telling on you something stupid that sometimes we do, right, guys? I mean, hey, nobody's perfect. But that's a beautiful quality that really, again, why? Family oriented. That's a big one, guys. Everything is about the family. Everything. So I just want to put up a comment here because so yeah, Billy's daughter, Joe, when you're going to talk more about dad's situation. I don't really know what you mean. It's Rochelle. That I talked about it as much as I planned on talking about it, just kind of a summary. I don't really want to, the thing is, we don't know really. We're on your dad's side. We have removed Irina from our database, just so you guys know, because she just lied. We caught her in multiple lies, lying about why the breakup. And that's not acceptable for us. That's not the brides that we want to be representing. So we've removed her. I think that speaks volumes. We're not saying that your dad is bad or did anything wrong. In fact, I can say the opposite. Jana coached him heavily after the breakup, right? And she came back and said, your dad did everything right. He improved himself. He changed himself, like from his early days, and these tendencies, these behaviors that we saw that were hurting his chances with a Ukrainian woman. And he changed. Hey, he improved. He became, and now he's so much more confident, more manly. We could see it in his other streams, right? So anything you want to say, honey?
I mean, I still, relationship is always two people, it cannot be just black and white, there is always, people come into our life to give us certain lessons, and just like I, the problem with Ukrainian women sometimes, and it's going dark side, yeah, they sometimes lie to themselves, it's just like they not honest with themselves, and they like just like it goes out to other I don't think this is applicable only to Ukrainian women. This is just applicable worldwide, I believe. Some people just not honest with themselves, and then they make these over expectations, given hopes, um, just misleading themselves, and that's what we saw in Irina, that she just some people, and this is sometimes with men happen with our clients too, they don't know what they want, they're just not honest with themselves, and this is leads them not where they want to come, so yeah, in order, like, she was new with us, she never had any other experience, because when lady have experience with us, like, we know her strong sides, and like, because always how the same with men, doesn't matter how he introduced him in interview, we always see his pattern, in relationship, how he behave in relationship. The same with ladies, how good she can be in interview and have very, good serious intention. All our traumas and everything, it's all show up in, in relationship, and she was not like, I don't know, she was new, we felt her behavior, generally speaking, was very not common for Ukrainian ladies, how they behave, how this story was unfolded, and we was all, looking at this story with a holding breath, to see how, like, maybe this is just like, we're very positive people, we expect positive results, especially, like, you don't want to be this, but it's life, it's journey, it has its own ups and downs, and just like, I always think that when it just doesn't work, there's always blessing, it's always blessing that, you know it's better now than, like, after, several years, you just, wasted of more time, more different resource, and your time, yeah, this is resource that never can be returned, right? So better it's happened now that, people, they figure out, like, or she figure out, finally she become honest with himself, this is not her man, because at the end of the day, she made her mind, mind, but she, even for herself, or I don't know, for us, she cannot tell honestly what's the reason, like, I don't feel this is my man, this is the answer, but we cannot also work with her as a client, because we want full transparency, even if it's
Honey, pause 1 second.
Mhm.
I'm going to change the poll question and give you the results in a second. But Anna's good to talk to you about this, and I'll be right back.
Okay. So,
Do another question.
Question?
The point.
I don't know. What the point? The point of why to marry. We come back.
Yeah, you were on point. I'm sorry, you were talking. I'm sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
No, I mean,
just continue with the points. Okay, I'm
just
going to
ask me
change
what
the
I
survey
can add.
question.
Okay, you ask me what I can add, so I add my vision on that. So, like, it's not like, this dream is not about, like, discussing who done what wrong, it's end result, relationship doesn't work, and it's not fairy tale, we don't live in fairy tale, this life, it can happen. The things how we react to this, if we're able to, get back on the horse and continue this journey, because this is journey, like a life journey, it's not everything working how we expect to work, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean it's bad for us, like I said, that if I would met Joe long time ago, I was a very different person, like 10 years ago. And everything happened in the right time, and when we're ready for, to meet person.
Sorry, honey, but I have to come in, finish the statement. If I had met Joe 10 years ago.
Yes.
What?
I wouldn't think our relationship would work, because I was a very different person, and I believe that all our past experience just, like, making us who we are now at certain time, and preparing us. And we've learned always through our experiences, right? And if we don't learn, we have the same experience over and over, until we learn. So I will have my thing that I want to talk to Billy, but it will be more personal conversation. Anyway, we are all here, sad about what happened, but at the same time, we just accept it. It is what it is. There's some things you just have to take and move on. So coming back to what's a positive reason, or like why you can consider this journey for you, about cons, pros and cons, pros of Ukrainian women, pluses, they faithful and loyal. This is another fantastic mothers. That's what I was talking before. Family oriented and fantastic mothers. Like they just a lot of them even cannot have babysitter, because they cannot delegate these things, like they just want to be involved in growing children. This is something they really enjoy, and they want to have very close relationship with children, be very open, and like children, not just for children, for just points. No, just part of their life. They want to invest a lot of time and energy, to create this relationship. Very supportive, stand for their men. Jim, maybe you can cover more on that, but generally speaking, again, because of traditional culture, it's a part of what family stands for, in traditional culture, that men have taken a leading role, where women also have her, her goals, but she's very supportive, and she's into knowing what men doing, and help with however she can, and she wants, I have in any possible way to be involved, with her advice, with her work that she's doing, to help her, or just be there, for men, creating this, I don't know, peaceful island at home, where he can relax from this crazy world where he wants to succeed. So in any possible way, support men. Was talking about faithful and loyal. Again, because of the values, traditional values, again, it's come here. I mean, I don't know what to say much of that. I think this point just tells on itself what it means, but it's just like woman, she's sex is not just sex. It's first, like, love happens, and then okay, I don't know what to cover a lot on this point, because I don't know, it's obvious, what it's about, faithful and loyal. Okay, because this is Joe, maybe he will cover more on that. To this point, my next, it's healthy, good, positive influence. It's about Ukrainian women. They taken this role of being doctor in a family, in a positive meaning. Like they want a family to eat healthy food. Like I found now, experience different, a little bit living in Mexico, now in Canada, seeing different, like, food habits. I found our culturally food very healthy, and I found this, like desire of women to cook. It's not just to cook, it's not about like, but just like having a possibility to eat more healthy food, because this is just what you eat. It's directly depends on how much energy you have, um how much health you have, and health, this is like, you can have everything in life, but if you're not healthy, then just no enjoy in life, right? So it's a big part of happy life. So they want to invest time in what they cook, what they how they care about family, because this is part of um, structure that adapt to happy family life, yeah, together. um yeah,
I'm back.
so can you add something on faithful and loyal? I was just, it's because
Yeah,
your
Ukrainian
point.
women are very faithful and loyal.
Do add something? I don't know, you wrote this, so like I just
No, I think you covered it, honey. It's
I do.
true. Of course, there's always cheating in all cultures, but
Yeah,
again, the goal is family. The family unit, it's respected, it's cherished, it's desired, and it's historically bred into them from their parents, then their babushka, dedushka, their grandparents. That's the goal of life, right? So everything is for the family.
yeah, I just have hard time to like something add to this, because I don't know how it can be different,
Yeah, you
it's
don't
just
know the
like,
difference, and I
yeah.
can say, when you live in Ukraine and I feel how my in-laws treat me better than, I can say, like, in some respects, better than my own blood family, my blood brother, you know, like my brother-in-law would do more for me than my blood brother. My parents-in-law
Oh,
would
I
do
need
more for me. Don't
turn off, it's
okay, would
alarm
do more for me than than my blood family. So it really is, yeah, about family. Can't stress that point enough. Guys, I just put the new survey, the poll, it's live. So please vote now in the poll. And let me just go over the results of the last poll, because it was 81 votes. So that's a really statistically significant results. The question was, do you think Ukrainian women have more pros or cons compared to Western women? And 56% of you said Ukrainian women have more pros than cons. And 19%, only 19% of you said that Ukrainian women have more cons than Western women. I don't know was 26%. So yeah, that's kind of what I expected. And I would agree with that. I certainly, of course, obviously I agree with that. I went to Ukraine specifically to find my future and to find my family. Um, and specifically, I wanted to be a dad as well, right? And I knew that window of opportunity had pretty much closed in my world. That's my personal story. Looks like we're losing some people here.
Well, this is last one you
No,
want to
point number 10.
Yeah.
Why you want to marry
Yeah.
a Ukrainian woman.
Mhm.
They have healthier relationship practices. Example, keeping it in the family, the fights in the family. I spoke
This
about
is
it
what,
earlier.
okay.
Maybe you want to talk about it for a second, honey.
I mean, yeah, you talk about this. It's just like
Mhm.
I grew up with this, seeing this in my family.
So it's normal for you.
Whatever would happen, yeah, in my
Yeah.
family, like my mother never tell her mother, so I keep this wisdom in my family, not the same.
Wisdom. She means skeletons, yeah. And yeah.
No, I call it wisdom, because this is very wise. This is wise decision about
yeah.
keeping this, everything that happened in the family stays
Mhm.
inside the family. And I
Yeah.
see how my mother, like, trying to figure out, like, if there's something happens through our daughter, she's like like a snake, like, everything okay, like, asking through my daughter if there is everything good. She wants to know everything, but you see, our daughter learns from me too. So
Mhm.
yeah, like, again, this is about, you see this is not about lying, right, to parents. It's just about, like, giving them what they need to know to live. It's about I would say in our culture, like people measure how much to tell you, you know?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is this is like
Yeah.
you call it
People
lie,
think
but this
before
is
they
not
speak in Ukraine, and
this is not
they
about lie.
evaluate.
This is
Yeah.
about how much you want to tell because you don't want to make them worry, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people very cautious about like what to deliver, you know? Because they don't want to make you feel worried. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if things happens, but will you run and tell everybody and run to the world, you know, especially when it's something between, you know, both of you, and like, you know, if you will share
Guys, there's some
how it will
gossip. There's
affect.
some gossip in the chat that Irina knew that her story was put publicly on YouTube, and his daughter, Billy's daughter, is saying that's not the case. So some of you guys really like to slam gossip around, and I just kind of want to throw it in. Where's
There was question to me
Where's
like
this idiot in here that's banned? I just want to say, I want to
chosen.
put it, because I always do this to idiots. You have a lot of trash talk about me that's completely unfounded and untrue. So I encourage you, I challenge you to be a man. Yeah, men look men in the eye if they're going to trash talk them. So come on live. You can tell the world any trash talk about me that's your lie, and I will defend against it, and I will defend very well. Yeah. And I will dig and see who you are. Okay. So please, if you're going to trash talk, anybody wants to trash talk me, I invite you to come on live with me. Nobody, not one person that's trash talked me in 6.5 years has ever come on live. They're all cowards like you. Okay. Just saying. And this is a masculine feature. Men call men out face to face. Don't be feminine. That's feminine quality. You need to understand that. Trash talking people is feminine. It's gossip. It's a feminine feature. Men don't do it. Don't like it. Ukrainian people don't like it. Okay. What, you want to put this on?
Yeah.
What does it say? You want to put it up?
Things just
Well, what's it say?
things happen.
Oh.
Any reason, and not all relationship works.
My computer's frozen. It's not working.
Wait, just wait a little bit.
Just wait. Okay. Okay, so then while the computer unfreezes, the chat has frozen for a second. What else? The rubber meets the road. Where the rubber meets the road. We're kind of coming closer to the close here. I had this thought. What do you guys think? Percentage of relationships. If you take 100 relationships, Western man, or no, just 100 Ukrainian relationships, versus 100 Western relationships, which one do you think is going to be a higher percentage that work versus that fail? Again, it's Ukrainian relationships or Western relationships. I think this is an important question to ask yourself. What do you guys think? Please write in chat. Which ones work more? Which ones work less? And why, if you want to comment. And please, after we're live, please comment below. Because again, we're all on this educational journey together. And the ultimate purpose here is for you to decide if you're man enough to go through all that you have to go through to make a relationship work with a Ukrainian woman.
So there was a question to me, why Irina break up relationship? Why? What I think, because I have opinion on that.
Is this the Russian question in Russian language?
No.
Okay.
No, just
because it's still frozen. We're frozen here, guys.
Yeah.
Looks like we're still live though.
So at the end of the day, this is Irina or any other lady. You know, if lady any like in Joe past relationship, you know, if lady walk out from relationship, there is always one, because woman very intuitively looking for a man, and she always answering just one question: how she feel herself next to man. And if this you know, if we will go a little bit deeper, we all looking for in partner relationship that we experience in role model of our parents, what was in our, you know, in our past, you know, in what we experience in childhood, you know. And if this not matching, like for example, this woman who told I hate men,
Sentimental,
sentimental man.
emotional.
Yeah, like if she's bad, no, like it's just not matching with her role model, what she saw in her childhood, you know, what she experienced, you know. She has probably very tough father who like was, you know, very very cold and not, and she just cannot handle another type, you know. Why she break up? Because she felt like she's in a pussy in a relationship, you know, with Joe. That's how she felt.
She felt she's a pussy?
No, she in
I'm a pussy.
relationship with pussy, yeah. And she cannot handle this, you know, so she break up, she walk out, you know.
Yeah.
So
she
this
was
is the
looking
thing.
for, and I think so too. She was looking more of a classic Ukrainian strongman.
Yeah,
Which
because
they
that's how her
speak
father was. Yeah.
very little. That's
Mhm.
right. Her father, and is very wise on many things. But I agree. I agree. Yeah, Ukrainian men are stoic.
Mhm.
They speak little and think a lot, and they think before they speak.
But not all. Again,
Not
there is
all,
some men.
but most.
Mhm.
But
So
most.
and so that's the thing. How she felt next to Joe. So she felt like she was pussy, and this is not something that match, right? Because probably her father was very different. So you also go back to like story of your parents, and then you look and you can understand, like women just do this very intuitively, you know. She just like do, you know. Or like if women feel pressured from man, you know, like feel pressured, and then this is again not matching that how she felt like in the relationship with her father, you know. He was spoiling her, like she was feel always I don't know, light and pleasant, you know. So she will look for a man who will give this kind of feelings to her, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's always go back in what we experience in childhood with our parents, because we're looking for this kind of model.
Talk about the takeaways, honey. I gotta try to get into StreamYard on the computer.
And if I will be very, what takeaways? Ah. Ah. Okay, it's more than takeaways. If you will be looking for any kind of compatibility in a couples, if you're talking, I would say, and I would more that people would attract more based on their traumas in or like lessons or things they need to learn in their relationship. This will be more way of compatibility, their compatibility, than any other, you know, astrology or whatever. So, or you coming in?
Please.
So yeah, like, you know, we know what we want. So if you talk about takeaways point, we know what we want in life, you know. But it's just like if we become that person inside us that would be in harmonic with what we want, you know. So sometimes we just have to learn our lessons. So we invite these people who give us our lessons, you know. And when we learn those lessons, we met what we truly want, you know. Like Joe list was how many points? How many points you have?
6.4.
No, how many different you have your list about your ideal partner? You have a lot of points there. And so the thing is, and we all have like our list of expectations, you know, from our possible partner. But if we are that partner that will match, you know, on the energetic level, you know. Yeah, to that person
It's
that we
frozen.
want to experience. It's frozen. Okay. If you're that person that we want to be with, if you're really match, you know. So as I told before, like if we live in victim position and we want to be in relationship with woman plus, you know, it's just like it will be not a match, you know, because you live very differently. Your way of perception life and action you take. So it can be, you know, date, but it can be some experience, but just will not lead you nowhere, because she simply will be not interested in you. So it's always the case to work on yourself, learning your questions, improving yourself, healing yourself, in order to meet partner, more harmonic partner, that will match you.
Thanks, honey. Somebody just asked the question, right? Is Irina still with us? Billy's Irina. No, we removed her from the database because she was lying to Billy as to the reason they broke up. And we're not saying she's a bad lady or anything. It's just that it didn't work, and it's just not. She's not representative of the type of lady client that we want to present to you guys. So we removed her. I want to take this opportunity to explain to you our quality control cycle. This is our lady database. So, because I haven't done this in a while, and plus we just completed the secondary screening, the orange pie piece, secondary screening. So let me just walk through it with you guys. Okay, you guys can hear me okay? So the first one is time to build the database. We only accept ladies by word of mouth referral, which means it takes a long time to get to a database of over 1,000. It's, this database has been in existence 27 years, right? Of course, not all the same ladies for 27 years, but, we're constantly, new ladies are coming in, and old ones are being removed because they found relationships or whatever. They move on in their life. So that's the biggest component of the time and the quality control cycle. Is it's slow to build. It's only word of mouth referral. There's many reasons I've explained to you guys in the past. You cannot advertise to build the database. You only get opportunists, scammers. I've seen it firsthand. Okay, moving along to primary screening. So that's by Zoom these days, by Zoom video interview. Tatiana interviews all the ladies, and she rejects about, I think it's around 20%. She rejects, and 80% make it through. Then we educate our ladies. This is an area of improvement for us that we need to improve on, but there is some education for our ladies, but not enough. But it's a never-ending process, just like your education is here that you're understanding today. Then dating feedback. So when a man has a good or a bad experience with one of our ladies, we hear about it. We get dating feedback for every single date comes back to us. And if something happens that is in question we don't like, Tatiana or Ola in the office will call the lady and ask her what happened. Why did you behave like this? And if warranted, we remove her. We punt her from the base. And the final process is secondary screening, which we just completed from September 15th to June 15th. So 9 months, we scoured through our entire database, every lady, every picture, every social, you name it. And we removed 21 ladies. So this took 279 hours of work. And the result was we removed 21 ladies from our base because we didn't like what we see. Let's just leave it there. Okay, and that's just full disclosure. How we, honey, we're live. I'm working with two computers here because this computer is frozen. The StreamYard is frozen. Okay. So just so you know how committed we are to a quality database of ladies for you guys. Okay.
And
so,
even, even with all this work, it's alive. It's not just like it's people, people change. Like if lady come to us, 3 years ago, and she has one, expectation, she was one person in 3 years, it can happen with us that she didn't have not one introduction, and she's different person now, like from day to interview, she has now different challenges she's going through, and her even her life purpose or values can change, and it can happen, like we experiment this, and there is some ladies then being removed with us because of those,
honey, do you know
changes.
Do you know if they're married yet? The question on the screen. I haven't heard exactly. They're engaged to be married. I haven't heard that they're married. Mm-hmm. But we have a few recent marriages, but I don't know if they're if their pictures are here in the StreamYard. I asked Dima to put it in, but I don't think he did it yet. Okay, guys. Let's move on to the takeaway points. Did you go over those, honey? Yeah, you did, right?
Mhm.
So now I kind of spoke about or maybe I didn't, a secret reveal. Did I? No, I think I missed that. I had in my notes to talk to you about a secret reveal that I have. And it's the poll question right now. So let's take a look at the poll question. The poll question is, okay, if you had the opportunity to get our $20,000 lifetime matchmaking package for only $5,000, which is our cost base. It's the cost, our average cost per client in a year. So the average cost per client is $5,000. So if we would take you at cost, who would become a client right now? Please take the poll question, and then I'm going to have a bit of a surprise for you here. You guys know I'm Hannah knows nothing about this. That's why the blank stare. She knows nothing about this, and she gets sideswiped, but she doesn't like it when I do this. But I always because I guess because I was always the underdog, in life. I felt like growing up and a lot of years I was the underdog. So I always root for the underdog, although it's very difficult for the underdog that can't afford this journey. And so if they come in cheap, they're usually not successful. That's the God's honest truth, because they can't afford the journey. This journey is not a cheap one. It's not for every man. But there are cases where guys are like this black guy. He's black and he's married. He's got a little boy, and he left everything behind in Ukraine. They had bought a dacha in Dnipro. And they left everything behind like we did. They'd paid cash for the dacha. He had worked hard. He's a hardworking, entrepreneur, 37 years of age. And it worked for him. He's the underdog, right? So here you have a successful underdog, and I always root for the underdog. So I always like to keep some kind of opportunities for the underdog, the guy that's watching our streams. He wants, but he can't afford. He can't have. So that's where we're going here right now. So what's the current poll results? This screen is frozen. I've asked you guys to vote. This screen is mucked up. Sorry, I'm operating on one leg here. Okay, so we got 21 votes. Okay, so at 24% count me in. Oh wow, okay. So go to the description below this video. I will post a link right now. So if that's really true, then we have 0.24 would be the math, 24% of 21 votes. So we have 5. We have 5 of you guys that want in on that deal. I'm only taking one. And it's the first one that qualifies. So here's you have to register. You have to go register, which I'll put the link right now in chat. You have to go register, which is fill out an application. And then if you're accepted, right? So you have to register and then be accepted. So there might be 5 guys that register and only the 5th guy qualifies, which means you have to have a coaching call with a coach, and the coach has to believe in your success, right? But you can go right now in the description below this video, or you can click on the link I just posted. So hopefully on my other dashboard here, I just posted, because this one's still frozen. So click on that link. And if you're the first and you qualify meaning we believe in your success, you're not absolutely destitute and broke, then you got it for $5,000, our cost, nothing else. Okay, $5,000 lifetime. Well, when I say nothing else, wait, when I say nothing else, sorry, there is something else. And let me just play the video. This is what it is in a nutshell. This is what it is. Here we go. If you want, we're closed right now, but if you want to get in on a no wife, no pay experiment deal, if you think you're up for a full media challenge like this where we follow you like we are Billy, you can go fill out the application. It's in the description below. So if you don't have the budget for us, if you can't afford us, it's one of your options. But do please keep in mind, the reality is this is not a cheap venture. Finding a wife in Ukraine, it does take a man that has a nest egg, that has a home. You know, if you rent, it's really tough. That's just the God's honest truth. Okay, so the only change there is that's not 4K, as it said on the video. On the lower third, it's 5K, because that's our cost. So yeah, if you're, I don't know, really technically challenged and you can't absolutely find the link anywhere, you can, plan B for you is you can see the link right there. Go to matchguarantee.com/Ukraine dating. Just type that into your URL. That's not the actual application. You should be filling it out, but indicate in there that you want no wife, no pay, and text us. You should also text us. Do we have our phone number here somewhere? Probably if you want to be the first, you should text us at area code 604-998-8051. 604-998-8051. Okay, I'm going to go back to questions. Then we're going to close out. Rodney. Oh, Rodney, you've been around for a long time. I go, Ukraine dating. I think I still registered speak on the phone. Best wishes, Rodney. Well, you should go to there, Rodney, to answer your question. You should go right there. I don't do coaching anymore. I'm trying to get out of Match Guarantee, as you guys know, but it's harder to get out than I thought. But my amazing wife is doing a brilliant job. But yeah, this is our family business. It's our bread and butter until I spread my real estate investing wings again and figure out exactly, get back into it with this current crazy crashing market cycle, and the shit that's in the world's future coming up and all of that. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, the best thing, Rodney, is to go register right there, and you'll be assigned a coach, and you can, coach will tell you all of your options. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh yeah, you were married in Ukraine. Yeah, that's great, Steve. That's great. You're one of the lucky ones. One of us lucky ones. That's great. Slava Ukraine. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Any last questions, guys? That's the registration link, but like I say, it's in the description because that's a long URL to type manually out. You can just better go to if you're watching this on replay, that is, go to the link. It's in the description below this video. Any other final questions before we let you go, guys? Oh, it's been a long stream. What's the countdown here?
You said you want to give some price. I don't know.
Oh yeah. So, what am I gonna give the guy that got the jingle right? I'm gonna give you a second opportunity. Yep. So you get the package for $5,000 instead of 20. You get it for $5,000. You get it at our cost. But here's the condition. I'm gonna be really clear. Lifetime for $5,000. It's our cost, guys. We don't make anything on it, but
lifetime more than 5K, but okay. It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, you guys know we're not all about making money here. I mean, this is a family business. We just make enough every year to feed my family, right? So we're not one of these companies making millions out there. And that's what an honest boutique agency does. It's not a big money-making venture. So yeah, I forget your name, but you know who you are. You got the jingle right at the beginning. And oh yeah, so I was going to say the condition. I'm going to give you, all of you guys, until Friday. I'm going to give you to Friday to register. That's way too long. Today is Sunday, July 16th. Friday is what date? I'm going to give, and if you go past that, yeah, the deal's off. So this Friday will be the 21st, July 21st, the longest day. Well, no, June 21st. Not summer solstice. That was June. But yeah, July 21st, you have to register. And you need to, I'm going to add a second stipulation for both of these. You need to have your coaching call before the end of July, because you can't book it 3 months in advance or something. And then, yeah, you're going to have to pony up, pay your $5,000. This is the other part. Within, let's say, the next 2 weeks. That's the deal. So you got to come on board. This is for guys that know they really want this. They're getting in at cost base. And and the third thing is, yeah, you're going to have to allow us to publicize your story like Billy did. Okay. Because that's my payback. Okay. I get marketing out of the deal. I get to market your story, whatever it is. I hope it's not another Billy story, but that's the other thing about Billy is that I hope Billy is going to, heal from his wounds as I did from the first Blondie girl, right? That took me a little bit of time to heal, not too awfully long. I was out of the game for, I think, a couple of months before I dated again. But eventually I just said to myself, well, I got to choose a better quality woman for my next girlfriend. And that's what Billy, has to do too. We all make our mistakes, right? It's just life. It's learning. It's the journey.
Maybe you was wounded when you was dating.
I was wounded. Yeah, I was. I figured that out about I figued it out. It took
That's
me.
the thing.
Yeah, I figured it took me about 2 years to really become whole from my divorce, because I was married, as you guys know, to a Russian woman for 10 years. And when I went to Ukraine, I actually wasn't legally divorced. The divorce was still in the Canadian courts. It wasn't finalized. So there you go. Broken attracts broken. So the best thing we can do for ourselves is heal ourselves, become the best version of ourselves we can be. And that way we attract what we really want, which is a super woman, right?
There is not only about like legal documents, it's just like people cannot pass 10 years after, like if I don't know, if a wife die or something and he still loves, her, it's not time to start new page. Yeah, it's your emotional readiness. Yeah,
it took me a couple of years to heal, and that's the thing I'm saying. I was broken. I attracted a broken woman, right? Now when I finally, thank God, I healed before I decided to marry. I attracted somebody that I wanted to marry, thank God, right? So I was whole. I attracted a whole woman, not a broken woman, a woman plus, which is what I want for all of you guys. So just a few more. I'm going to put up questions on thing. Why you talk? Okay,
2 hours,
guys. So I think that's it. Thanks for everything, guys. Thanks for attending this. How long were we at? 2-hour webinar.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming.
I think we should finish by saying that our heart really goes out to Billy. We feel for what he's going through. He's going through the grief stage of a loss, right? It's painful. We all remember it, most of us, right? But it's a necessary step for him to move forward in his life, learn what he's got to learn, hopefully move forward. I don't wish him another 7 years, because he was single 7 years before Irina. I don't wish him another 7 years. I hope he heals and he will get back on the horse and find somebody that, in the end of the day, I promise him, because he will watch this, you will look at your future. Yeah, I mean, you will look at in the future. I promise you, you'll look at your future. You'll look back at the past, and you will be very happy that you're not with Irina. You will find somebody that's for you, that's your half, your second half, and you will find her, but only if you don't give up, right? If you give up on yourself, this is the end of the story. I don't wish that for you, because we want you to be. You're a great guy, Billy. You're a great guy and a great catch. And I believe you've changed so much that you can find a high quality woman, and you will make her happy because you're a very high quality guy, loyal guy. What do you think, honey? What's your wish for Billy?
I will talk to him personally.
No, Anna, please. I mean, say something.
I see some, difficulties that Billy going through in generally in relationship, and that's why I want to talk to him personally to maybe try to help him to work it out. I mean, it's kind of, it was the same with every woman, so like, and this is very, very big, and this determine his success. So I believe he can be successful. It's just about like how ready he is to, dig deep in healing himself. Yes, in some ways. I told guys, I just believe that you cannot, like, it's just old way of thinking, like, when women think, oh, I will marry this man and I will change him. No, you don't change nobody. Anybody, the only one person you can work with is yourself.
How's that joke go, honey? Have you heard of it? That men marry hoping she will never change, and women marry hoping to change him. It's the joke. It's very true. But I don't think Ukrainian men as much, women as much married to change the man, but who knows?
Yeah, the thing is that, you change your reaction, you work with yourself, and then you just basically, based on your new holistic way, you just attract more holistic person, like, or your person generally. Because like I said, we talk about your SMV and my SMV, I'm also like,
yeah, I'm by my own SMV calculator, I'm a 6.4.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody would argue Anna's
no, but
I call her a 10, but
I have 2 kids, so like my SMV dramatically drops, but at the same time,
but it's a plus for me.
Again, it's about being,
that was on my checklist, right? Like I had a checklist of what I wanted in the qualities of my future wife, and it was children. She already had children, because to be very honest with you guys, I had fertility issues, right, in my history. Otherwise I would have had children in my past. But I actually think, anyway, I can't say, I was gonna say I thank God that I don't have children, but I think children are always a blessing. No matter what you go through in life, you get divorced, still children are always a blessing. I love Ukrainians. People call children the flowers of life, and they are. And I'm madly in love with our girls. So I think to close out, you know what? I'm just going to talk about this vote, because 23 of you guys voted on the question. If you had the opportunity to grab our 20K lifetime package for a mere $5,000, which is our cost, yeah, would you? Yes, count me in. 22%, which is 5 of you. So again, go register. The link is below in the description below. The first one that registers is in a priority sequence, right? So if you register and you qualify first, well, then you're in. But if you registered and you didn't qualify, we go on to the next applicant. Okay. Second option, I would love to, but basically I can't afford it. Okay. So 30% of you guys said that. I want to discourage you guys from trying this journey, because you will most likely fail. I see it all the time. Guys that can't afford it. I just want to address each class of guy that's watching this live stream right now. If you can't take care of yourself, exactly, you know what I'm saying, right? If you don't have rent paid for quite a few months, if you don't have a nest egg, if you don't own your own home, if you don't have job stability, you know what I'm saying? If you can't provide safety and security to yourself, don't try Ukrainian women, because especially now when they're refugees, they need safety and security big time first. It's their first need. If you can't satisfy that, yeah, you're just going to be pissing into the wind trying. You might as well not even go there. And that's just my honest advice to you. No, I'm just too afraid. 17% of you said, no, I'm just too afraid. Well, for you guys, I'm going to say go to ukrainedating.tv and ask our beautiful, honest streamers there. It's a free channel. Now we have free dating for the month of July. We have free dating over there. And yeah, you're going to get yourself an amazing education. You're going to meet high quality women plus over there. And I'm going to play what it's all about there in just a second here. I want to play what your opportunity is over there. And I'll be right back. Until July 31st, you can do a video date face-to-face with any of our streamers, okay, for all of July, completely free.
How was your feeling yesterday after our date?
It's so cute. It's our inside joke from now.
Oh my God. That's it. I'm all yours.
So I brought flowers.
Wow, it's so beautiful.
I can't stress it enough, guys, that is the key to your successful relationship that ends in marriage, is you understanding the ladies. And I gotta tell you, it's not an easy job. It's like they should offer a bachelor or a master's program in understanding Ukrainian woman or Slavic woman's psyche. It's that complicated. You have a shot at dating a match guarantee lady. So what you do is, if you come on, you capture and you feel something special, you think she likes you, you like her, you need to be the man. Take the next step. It's about your action. And what you can do is go to buymeacoffee.com/Ukraine dating, and you can pay $200, buy her flowers. We will send her a bouquet of flowers, and you can write her whatever you want as a letter, as an introduction to yourself. You definitely want to tell her that you're interested in her. You'd like to get to know her more, and you can include your contact information. And if you make an impression and she likes you, that she will contact you back, because she's a available bride. So if you look like a serious groom that she's interested in, age appropriate, so less than 15 years should be for the most part. Some guys can push that 15-year envelope a bit. You see the URL on the screen right now, yoursmv.com. Guys, this gives you a real invaluable insight as to how attractive you are to Ukrainian and Slavic women. And the thing about this calculator, it's not designed to see how valuable you are in the eyes of Western women or American women at all, because it's night and day different. How a Slavic woman evaluates a prospective husband, because this is a serious calculator. It's not, hookup culture calculator, like, are you a stud? You look good, you got a six-pack. It's not that at all, because that's not important to Slavic women that are looking for a good husband. It's got all the input variables that Slavic women find important, and it's weighted accordingly. It's very accurate. So you can calculate 4 things. First one is your SMV, sexual market value, quick. It's a quick calculator. So quick means not as accurate, because it's not as many questions, but you can do it in a couple of minutes. Then there's your SMV accurate. It's the second calculator. Then number 3, it's probability of marriage. It will calculate your chances of marriage with a Slavic woman. Okay. That has a lot of questions, a lot of input variables. So it's very accurate. And then lastly, it's max age gap. So you can calculate the maximum age gap that you can realistically have with a Slavic woman. To qualify for this free dating, unlimited free dating, the month of July, you got to go to here. You got to register. You answer all the questions. Hey guys, so yeah, that's all the rest of July. Free dating, mock dating, right, with any of our ladies. But I think, 4 of our ladies are actually match guarantee ladies. So if you're interested, you actually got a shot. Cheap like borscht. Listen, the fourth option on the current poll is no, not interested. I don't believe I need your help. 30% of you guys voted that. So I'd like to put this comment up by Rodney. Rodney is a classic example. He's been trying for 5 years. He's been to Ukraine many times, and he's obviously not successful. So the only question is this, guys, because you know, anything is possible if you take time to infinity. In infinite time, everything is possible, right? The question you have to ask yourself is, how important is this goal of yours to marry Slavic woman? And if it's a 10, if it's a 9, if it's the most important thing in your life, why do you want to wait 5 years? Each year it gets harder because it's a thing called gravity. It's a thing called age. We don't look better in 5 years than we did, 5 years previously. So it gets progressively harder to catch the woman that you're trying to catch. I'm just saying. But if you got enough time on your hands, not vacation times, you're wealthy, you can travel, then yeah, you can do it in time. But I want to share this as well. I started a challenge called the Marriage Agency Challenge, and I'm going to continue. I'm still continuing, but it's very hard to collect data. But so far, the data is that it's funny, but it's 400% cheaper to go with Match Guarantee compared to DIY guys that did it themselves. And I'm talking. I was evaluating engaged or married, and one of the guys in the study, he was engaged. I included his numbers, and guess that? What? He was scammed by her. You guys remember Jerry? So he's in the study. I included him, but he had already spent 400% more, but he wasn't successful. Anyway, so it's 400% more expensive to DIY, do it yourself, and 4 times longer to do it yourself. That's the rough numbers, but I do need a larger sample size. If you want to participate in the study, I am giving $5,000 away in a draw. Once I get 20 guys. Once I get 20 guys in the study, that's probably about as best as I will get. So once there's 20 guys in the study, I'll have a draw, and one of the entry will get $5,000 cash, USD, not Canadian. So I announced that in a live stream also maybe 3 months ago. You'll see it in one of these streams, because I want you guys to really find the truth. The number 4 option. No, I think I can do it by myself. You can, but it's going to cost you 4 times more and take you 4 times longer. That's the way the numbers are looking. Being an engineer, I believe the numbers. Wise people look to the numbers for clues as to the best path to go in life. And then the other part, they follow their heart, right? All right, guys. Again, our best wishes and our prayers go to Billy. Yeah, we hope he will get back on the horse.
Follow heart, but not fears,
Yeah, follow your heart, not your fears. Yeah, don't let your our fears just take us off course, right? They never almost, unless a grizzly bear is chasing us, they don't serve us.
No, this is instinct. This is instinct to survive. This is a different thing. Okay.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. Oh, you can't use that computer. That one's frozen. Have a great Sunday. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.